Like a big old big corn feeding ma, all I need is bread, dirt, and milk. Dark clouds rising, sure sign of rain, get trouble.
Deserve help and paid for most.
Oops, who did the audio?
After that, it was some of the greatest hits.
Well, that's what you're all about.
What?
That's what the legislation's about.
What?
It's about dignity. Simple dignity.
P. Diddy?
Everyone deserves to be treated with dignity.
Sundowner syndrome.
3-year-old folk getting that Social Security, I want to meet him because I like to figure out how to live that.
I live what?
Hell of a thing, man. I'm looking for longevity. Who in the hell do they think they are?
Huh?
Every 5 years, then wait around and be.
What?
I will not go further or get in trouble.
Oh, geez, not
Then Joe
again.
took a walk down memory lane.
I'd never seen hardly any black people in Scranton at the time and I was only going in the 4th grade. And I remember seeing the kids going by at the time called colored kids on a bus going by.
What color were
Democrats
they?
don't want to be anywhere near Joe. He's like political.
Were they Negroes,
Even when he
Daddy?
tries to slam Trump.
Were they
doesn't slam.
Negroes?
Fewer than 100 days, this new administration has made done so much damage and so much destruction.
What?
It's kind of breathtaking it could happen that soon.
Yeah,
I
the
can't
new
believe
birth of
this
freedom.
Divided nation is divided as we are.
What?
Like I said, I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah,
It's never been this
taking
divided.
money from foreign countries. You sell out.
Granted, it's roughly 30%, but it's a 30% that has no heart.
Huh?
Joe's been MIA for months.
Conference that over 30 guns were seized from the suspects.
Yeah.
Now, this historic indictment marks
Just
the
the
first
Second
time
Amendment.
the alleged gang members are being hit with racketeering
Cover
charges,
illegal
known
aliens.
as RICO charges, which the government used heavily to take down
Only if
the
they
mafia
bring their
here in
own
New York
ray guns.
years ago. The charges carry the possibility of life in prison and accuse the alleged gang members of conspiring to commit murder, sex trafficking young women, assault, dealing drugs, and more. Homan saying
beating
this
up on
crackdown
cops.
is just what the city needs.
Collaboration works. It keeps the city of New York safer. No one can argue. I don't care what side of the political spectrum you're on. No one can argue what happened here in the last several months that resulted in 27 TDA being indicted. No one can argue that doesn't make the streets of New York safer.
Oh, he's pissed off now. Get out! Get out!
This holy ground.
Look out! He's got a whip.
Think not that I have come to destroy the law or the prophets. I have not come to destroy,
What the
but to
fulfill?
fulfill. These scribes and these Pharisees, all things which they tell you to do, do them, but do not take their works as your example, for they do not practice what they preach. Everything they do to be seen doing it. And for pretense, they make long prayers. They like to be called Father, Teacher. I tell you now, there is only one teacher and one Father. He is your Father, which is in heaven.
Majesty, they are saying the Messiah has come. The anointed one, Your Majesty, Christ.
Governor Pilate wants to know what you're doing about this disturbance.
a man is being arrested.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Put on the brakes, put on the brakes. Welcome, welcome, boys and girls, children of all ages, hoofties, poofties, bun-eyed heifers, right and left wing wackos, woodchucks, and chuckettes, kings and queens of the Northeast Kingdom, to another version of It's News to Us. And who are we? Where are we? You are watching It's News to Us, where Newport's oldest TV news watch us now. Here now, brown cow, as the logo say. And here's some climate websites. Climate Depot being the most contrary. Who was it? The people from NOAA supposedly came out and said the CO2 levels for last year were the highest ever.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but CO2, man, I mean, CO2, we expel CO2. We take in oxygen. The trees love CO2. You know, it's not like we're breathing friggin' cyanide, you know? Anyways, here's our local representatives. Trust me, they want to hear from you. They love hearing from me. Yeah, they sure do. And make sure you try the new Angus. What? They can't spell Angus. Anyways, the Angus Pounder at Mickey D's. And we're all inclusive here. Okay, to the men, women, humana, everybody. They're all welcome here. Oh, and here's some other ones. Big Muskie, the Musketeer, says he's leaving soon. He's going back to the SpaceX and Tesla and stuff. Which means he's just getting a lot of heat, and he's going to pretend to go back while he does things, while he runs things from the outside. He's devious. He wants to own everything. Yeah, he's not really volunteering. And here's how things worked. They took money from us, gave it to the party, gave it to Joe, and they give it to their friends and relatives for kickbacks. And I found this in the pile. In the closet, and they used to have helicopter searches here for weed. Remember that, Toddster?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Every August, around the third week in August, they would the National Guard would pick a different part of northern Vermont and go out and fly so low that they could see the weed. And oh, and speaking of which, they I got one of the stories I've got is they want to raise the booze taxes here in Vermont, and they don't say how much. It's a stupid article. I couldn't believe it. They said it's an extra 8 cents a drink. They didn't put on the percentage or anything. Oh, on the green screen we're watching Colonial Williamsburg, how they made rifles in the old days. And these were rifles. These were state of the art, you know. They got dirty a lot quicker. There's a boring machine right there. They got dirty a lot quicker, but man, a musket, a smoothbore musket, is like a shotgun, and you could get a pretty tight fit, but you didn't get a good hit like you did with the spiral, the rifling, as the rifling put a friggin' spin on the bullet, and it made the accuracy a lot more, but a lot better. And we picked off the British. I got into it with Tom Hartman one time about this. Oh, they didn't have them then. They didn't come around till after the revolution. It's like baloney, man. The Germans this was state-of-the-art stuff. The Germans had perfected these spiral or rifled bore guns, God, in the 1740s, man. But anyways, today in the booth we have the big guy, Toddster.
Yo.
You can see his stuff at toddpronto.com, and he has a show every Sunday morning. Let's see, it's called Todd Damn It.
That's a good idea. I should have done that.
Yeah. You feel free to use it. Yep. Where you can call in and and request songs and stuff, and just tell them I sent you. Todd, damn it.
I'm gonna have to get a new segment of the show where I complain about something and call it Todd Damn It.
Yeah, because he's had it, man. Just like the rest of us, he's had it. And let's see. I had to copy this and send it in, or bring it in, because these people are whining, man. They're all whining about Trump this and Trump that. This is from April 21st, which was what, yesterday? 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah. This is a Roach, what do you call it, or press release. But I copied this article because it didn't have any pictures or advertisements or pop-ups. But here's the thing. Roche to invest $50 billion in pharmaceuticals and diagnostics in the U.S. over the next 5 years. Now, this is how Trump's getting stuff done. And this, believe me, this benefits Roche, too, because they can have a part of their manufacturing over here in the United States, where labor is actually cheaper than in Switzerland, where the head is. And I got another one too here. Let's see. Oh, for crying out loud. God, don't I hate when I do this? Anyways, maybe it's on the back side of this. But anyways, for the naysayers, this is going to make us self-sufficient, all right? It's going to bring back manufacturing. Let me read it to you. The $50 billion commitment includes new state-of-the-art R&D sites and expanded manufacturing facilities in Indiana, Pennsylvania, Mass, California, and an additional site location to be announced. Investments will create more than 12,000 new jobs, 1,000 at Roche, and more than 1,100 in support of new manufacturing capabilities, U.S. manufacturing. Roche already has significant existing U.S. presence with more than 25,000 employees, 15 R&D centers, and 13 sites. Let's see. Roche announced today they'll invest blah, 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 across the pharmaceutical and diagnostics division, and yada, yada, yada. Expanded, let's see, these investments will include, as part of the Roche will increase its footprint of more than 25,000 employees and 25 sites across 8 U.S. states. The investment will include 1. Expanded and upgrade U.S. manufacturing and distribution capabilities for its innovative medicines and diagnostic portfolios in Kentucky, Indiana, New Jersey, Oregon, and California. Oh, and speaking of which, I saw this on a commercial on TV. It's all like, call your representative and tell them you want to stop the Biden pill law or whatever. Well, it turns out that one of the things that Biden did, Toddster, was he in order to favor the Chinese or whatever, he focused more R&D or tax breaks or something on infusions and medicines that you need to take intravenously and at hospitals and clinics instead of the pills. And the pill-based medicine is cheaper. I didn't have time to look it up, but I heard it. I heard it on the computer when I was looking for this stuff. It's like I couldn't believe it. I'm all like, what the hell? You know, why would he do that? Why would he do that? Well, because he was getting paid from somebody. Because that's the way old Joey worked. And, okay, 2, state-of-the-art gene therapy manufacturing facility in Pennsylvania. Oh, great. Didn't we have Fauci manipulating genes and have a little problem with that Frankenstein? Todd, damn it. A new 900,000 square foot manufacturing center to support the expanding portfolio of next-gen weight loss medicines. Location to be announced. Well, they're going to be, weight loss medicines are going to be out the window. because Bobby Kennedy's on the job. I saw him. He was on oh God, what's that guy's name? Jesse Waters' show last night or the night before, and they're already starting. They're already bang right out of the box. They're banning artificial dyes and colors in foods for the United States, Toddster.
I saw that yesterday.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And like Bobby Kennedy said, these are petroleum-based products. So if you want to add petroleum-based food colorings, you'll have to do it at home. Who says he doesn't have a sense of humor? A new manufacturing
facility.
So wait,
is he against like Ozempic and all that stuff?
Well, yeah, because he says it's a big moneymaker for the drug companies when we could cut down on the stuff by eliminating the stuff that's making people fat. And one of the things, I'm telling you, I've seen this since the 1980s. In 1985, they came out with the new Coke. Well, they reformulated Coca-Cola and all these other soft drinks because they didn't want to pay for sugar anymore. The American Corn Syrup Council or whatever decided to use corn syrup. And next thing you know, man, everybody just blimped right out. We had an increase in diabetes like you read about. So, you're trying to tell me that there's no correlation here? But they keep telling you, correlation is not causation, Mr. Merrill. Well, right. Now that corn syrup is in everything instead of sugar, I mean, human beings have been eating sugar for thousands of years, natural sugars. All right, and they can get fructose from fruit and stuff like that, and sucrose. But here's the thing: if you give IV sucrose to people in the hospital or in a coma, they will stay alive. They'll get the calories, but if you give them IV fructose, they'll die. So, how's them apples? New manufacturing facility for continuous glucose monitoring in Indiana. Again, once people start, the kids start growing up healthy again, that won't be needed. A new R&D center in Massachusetts, doing cutting-edge artificial intelligence research and serving as a hub for our new cardiovascular, renal, and metabolism research and development efforts. And last but not least, significant expansion and upgrading of our existing pharmaceuticals and diagnostics R&D centers in Arizona, Indiana, and California. Roche is a Swiss company with a strong heritage in more than 130 countries globally. Because they know, the whole world knows that you don't want to give anything to China because they steal it. They steal your patents, they steal your manufacturing processes, and then next thing you know, your products that you had being manufactured in China are being stolen and being sold at less than the cost of production. I mean, that's why these people are doing this, and they're coming from all over the world to make deals with the Trumpster. Let's see. Roche was founded in 1896 in Basel and grown the world's largest biotech company and a global leader in vitro diagnostics. Okay, what is this? Carpentech? Something Tech in the United States is a wholly owned member of Roche Group. Roche is the majority shareholder in Chugai Pharmaceutical Japan, because the Japanese will behave. China will not. China will screw everybody and everything. They get their little grubby little mitts on. And it's not good. Oh, here's a good one. This is from Inside Sources. What's the date on this? This was from last spring, okay? Well, no, it's actually from now, but it's been 1,200 days and billions of dollars. Biden's New Hampshire bridge still needs repairs. Because, see, all the money that they took for stuff, it goes into consultants, and they had to get DEI people, and you have to have so many black people, so many queer people, and so many women and minorities, and and the money, next thing you know, the money be gone. And that bridge is still out there, crumbling.
What bridge is that?
It's the one...
In New Hampshire?
Yeah, the bridge over the Pemmican in Woodstock, New Hampshire.
Oh, I don't think I've ever been there.
Yeah. On an icy morning in November 2021, Biden's visit to a small, obscure bridge was a perfect metaphor for his presidency. He picked up a tied arch bridge to a rusty steel grid deck spanning the Pemmican in Woodstock to tout the $1 trillion Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act he just signed, which turned out to be a boondoggle and a massive theft where every pig stuck his snout in the trough and has been pigging out ever since. And now, Trump's trying to cancel some of these projects, and he's got some pissant judge in some friggin' federal court and God knows where in the boondocks telling me can't do it. This is insane. The 86-year-old iron relic, which funnels traffic in and out of North Woodstock, has been on the New Hampshire's red list as structurally unsafe since 2014, when old Joe was VP. Surrounded by the 4 Democrats in the federal delegation, Biden stood at the foot of the bridge and said, "America is moving again, and your life is going to change for the better." And now, 1,234 days later, Biden's gone, billions have been sent, and the bridge is still red listed.
Sweet.
It's nuts, man. It's crazy. Let's see. Effectively barring commercial trucks. Oh, yada, yada. Top 3 tons. For Kevon Stone, who heads the National Association of County Engineers, the question of which sector of national transportation infrastructure should worry Americans the most is obvious. It's a very easy answer, and that's the state of bridges across the country. Drive down a road, a pothole is one thing, but if you're traveling on a bridge, that bridge goes when you're on it, and it's as serious as it gets. Let's see. Unbelievable. The whole shovel-ready term is antiquated because, better for worse, we're not using shovels anymore. Oh, you think? Oh, man. FCC Chairman Brendan Carr testified in Congress on, unlike a Wi-Fi connection. Oh, here we are. Jeanne Shaheen has repeatedly declined to respond to reporters' questions about the BEAD program, which critics say has been bogged down by liberal mandates regarding DEI and climate policy. See? Let's see. This is the House Communications titled "Fixing Biden's Broadband Blunder." Pointed out that not a single household has been connected, not just in New Hampshire, but in the entire country, after they whizzed away $42.5 billion on the Broadband Equity Access and Deployment Program, BEAD. It's insane. It's just all gone away to consultants and minorities and whatnot. Yeah. Shaheen has repeatedly declined to respond to reporters' questions. Let's see. The Biden's using the $42 billion program to pursue a climate change agenda, DEI requirements, technology biases, price controls, preferences for government-run networks, and rules that will undoubtedly lead to wasteful overbuilding. All of this will leave rural and other unconnected communities behind. Oh, let's see. Unlike a Wi-Fi connection, bridges collapsed, such as Merrill and Francis Scott Key Bridge a year ago. Well, that collapsed because these boneheads, these third world boneheads from, oh God, I don't know what country that ship was flagged in, but they slammed into the bridge.
Yeah, with like the equivalent of a skyscraper.
Yeah.
Those boats are huge.
Yeah. The rebuilding project for the 8,630-foot bridge Baltimore Harbor Outlet Crossing is already underway. It's just crazy. Can you say crazy, boys and girls? That's one thing you can say about Trump. He gets things done. It's just that simple. Now, don't tell me.
Did you lose something?
I'm looking for some more news. I don't know if I'd slipped that in and it got lost or what. But okay, let's see. Okay, oh, this was the this was the Pretendian stuff. We got that last week. I think we did.
Yeah, you talked about that.
The
I remember.
Odenak.
I remember you
Odenak.
talking about that.
Odenak Pretendians. All right, here we are. Oh, for crying out loud.
Todd, damn it.
Todd, damn it. Todd, did you hide it on me?
I don't know. I didn't. I don't think I did, at least.
Yeah, Todd, damn it. Okay, here we are. Well, it looks like Burlington, now that Trumpster's got elected, Burlington is not going to, thanks Todd, is not going to get their shooting gallery. Or as they call it, a safe injection facility. Great. I was talking to a guy at a grocery store last week, and he says, when was the last time you were down in Burlington? I said, oh, cripeny. I said, I haven't been down in Burlington in, I don't know, probably 10 years now. And he says, you wouldn't believe it. He says, we're doing a construction job down there. We've had our tools stolen. There's graffiti all over the place. It's unsafe to walk. Burlington's Overdose Prevention Center. Doesn't that just sound sweet? That just sounds so good. It sounds like you're preventing overdoses. Appears unlikely to open, according to Mayor Emma Vulva Stinknick, who said her initial timeline was overly ambitious after lawmakers overrode a gubernatorial veto. That would be a veto from Governor Scott, because as we all know in Vermont, he puts the goober in gubernatorial. Let's see. She said she'd hope to do it within a year. But last week, she now hopes that at least be proposing some sites for the center by the end of the year. She chalked up the change to the bright eyes of a brand new mayor and not understanding things take a lot of time. Yeah, especially when you're not going to get any federal friggin' money, honey. You know, no. And wait till you try and find a site a place to site the thing. You think the neighbors are going to put up with it or going to like it? You got to be kidding me. I'm holding as mayor here both the urgency of bringing this life-saving tool online, but making sure we're taking the responsible amount of time to do things right, she told reporters at a press conference. The city at least has found a way to partner in that pursuit, said Mulva Stinknick. And the city recently selected Vermonters for Criminal Justice Reform, a nonprofit, blah, 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 to operate the center. Another nonprofit that provides case management and drug treatment to hundreds of people in the Burlington area. Well, that's the thing, see? You get they have found, and I've talked with our buddy John about this, John and Jackie, and these treatment facilities, the ones that seem to have the best results, Toddster, are the ones that are faith-based for some reason or another. I don't know why. Maybe it's a come to Jeebus moment, which one of the clips we're putting in, Todd's putting in is, Todd, damn it, Todd's putting in this week is Jesus overthrowing the money changers from that movie, The Greatest Story Ever Told from 1965. You know why he did that? Why he overthrew the money changers, Todd?
I thought there was not supposed to be like commercialism in a place of worship or something like that, wasn't it?
Well, the thing is the Jews, like the Arabs, are not allowed to have any graven images, right? So you can't have a coin with a Caesar's face on it. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So what you would have to do is you would have to change the money into shekels and into non-controversial money, and then you could give it to the rabbis for donation. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, interesting. I always thought it was just because he didn't want people profiting off of God's name.
Yeah, well, that too. They'd take a cut. Trust me. But that's the thing. The thing is you can't have no graven images, man. That's why to this day, the Israeli shekels have a relief or a picture on their coins of a column from the temple that held up the roof. Vermonters for Criminal Justice Reform. Okay. The nonprofit was the only local organization to apply. He called ED Tom Dalton called the gig a natural addition for the organization. Already works with many of the people most likely to use the center. We're thrilled to have been chosen, Dalton said. They're now working with the city staff to develop a formal proposal for this council's consideration. If approved, the proposal would then head to the Vermont Department of Health, which would also need to sign off before it frees up $1 million in state funding for the center. Wait a minute. We're going to pay for this too? We're going to pay for these junkies? A shooting gallery? What the hell? Are we going to open a bar for alcoholics? And offer free booze? What the hell? You got to be kidding me. It's insane. The city will also conduct a neighborhood assessment and community engagement process to help decide where the new center will go. That's going to be the fun part. Because there ain't a mofo on the planet that's going to want to have it in their neighborhood. Oh, look at this. Transparency and ethics. The Vermont legislature's handwritten ethics disclosure forms are simply not up to snuff, watchdogs say. I've lived up here for 24 years, and those 24 years we've tried to get an ethics law so that the state legislatures, the House people and the senators would have to disclose their conflicts of interest if they have any. And it's still all voluntary and crap. Yeah, they still don't want to do it. Oh, here's one that hits close to home. U.S. to limit Canadian access to the Haskell Free Library. You hear about that one, Toadster?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird, huh?
It is pretty weird.
You've never had a problem.
No. I mean, I think there's been people that have tried to
jump ship.
Yeah, or run drugs or something. But for the most part, people are, pretty decent. There hasn't been any real big problems.
Here's the thing. You go to a yard sale, you pick up some hardcover books for cheap money at 25 cents a piece, you get a razor knife, and you cut the pages out, and you have a hollow book, and then you can bring your drugs in and out of the library. And whether you're bringing drugs up to Canada or bringing Canadian drugs down to USA, it's it's all worked out. The hollow books. The U.S. government is planning to make it more difficult for Canadians to access a cherished library that straddles the border, which has long served as a symbol of unity between the U.S. and Canada. Now the U.S. appears to be moving to end the arrangement altogether. However, during that time, the area has witnessed a continued rise in illicit cross-border activity. Speaking of illicit activity, I was telling Toddster that, Todd, damn it, they went into my car, right in my own driveway. Now, mind you, I've lived up here for 20-something years. Never locked my house, never locked my car. You'd have to be a real dirtbag to be a thief. Well, sure enough, I'm out in my car, and I'm looking around for my speed loaders. They're things that hold bullets for a revolver, and you take the revolver and dump out the empty shells, and then you take the speed loader, stick it in, turn it right to the right, and it leaves 6 bullets in there, and clap it shut, and you're ready to go. I mean, that's why they say, a semi-auto, you can't load a revolver as fast as a semi-auto. Baloney. I can. I'll show you how to do it. It's real simple. That's why they're called speed loaders. But anyways, right in my driveway, they took 2 speed loaders. They're $12 a piece. And a pouch that they came in that goes on your belt, and a box of friggin' shells, bullets, 30 or 40 bullets, and that's like, oh man, that's like $20-$30 nowadays. Thanks, dirt bags. And then so I'm thinking, what else did I have out here? And I had a Gerber mini Magnum folding knife, real heavy duty, and they took that. And what else? Oh, a Leatherman, the multi-tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes in a pouch with a little set of mini sockets and screwdrivers, and it's just crazy. Yeah, thanks a lot, you dirt bags. You've turned our village into a friggin' junkie town. And if the cops don't take care of it, I swear to God, we're going to take care of it in our own way, in our own time. And, speaking of which, these brothers are in trouble again. The dairy farmer, Gerard Vorsteveld, they're from Switzerland, I guess, and they have a farm in Panton, right on the lake. I don't know if you can see that. Could you zoom into that, Toddster?
Yeah.
But you can see the.
That's as far as it'll.
Yeah.
That's as far as it zooms.
See that spread right there? That is what's leaching into the lake from their farm. Isn't that lovely, boys and girls? Yeah, good. And they think that's because of the tiles they put in. Now, this is what they do at a lot of the farms up here, is they'll put in a series of tiles, they call them, and they'll pick a low spot in a field. How this isn't tampering with wetlands is beyond me. They'll pick up a spot in the field, and they'll dig down and then put in like a box, like an empty cement box, like a septic tank, and then they'll run a what do you call it, a pipeline to all these other tanks, and then to wherever, a stream or lowland or whatever, wherever it drains out to. Well, that's what happened here. Let's see. The neighbor has way more resources to throw at this case than we do because they're being sued. The legal battles. I don't know what to do. We do a good job farming. We're good people. We work hard. The law is completely confusing and inefficient, really doesn't accomplish its goal, protecting farmers, said the Vorsfeld's attorneys. Well, here's the thing. The ANR, the same people who are tasked with keeping an eye on the environment, are the same people that are tasked with promoting farming, promoting agriculture. So it's like you can't serve two masters, man. You have to be all one thing or all another. So they want this new bill, S45, Senate 45, would offer protection not just from nuisance lawsuits, but also trespassing claims. Because the neighbors claimed that this crap was trespassing on their property before it went into the lake. In 2022, Judge Mary Mouse Teachout ruled that the torrents of brown water, it's not water, okay? It's not water. That the brown crap that gushed off the Vorsfeld's fields and onto a neighboring lakefront property on its way into the lake was a form of trespassing and ordered the farm to put a stop to it. The bill would protect farms from such lawsuits if they follow state rules for things such as buffer zones around waterways and safe application of pesticides, and if they operated consistent with proper and accepted customs and standards. Yeah. So that's another thing. You know, I just told you about how I've seen the new Coke, the corn syrup, turn everybody into diabesity, run rampant. Well, it's the same thing with liquid manure, okay? I mean, at one time we had 50,000 farms in the state of Vermont. There was a farm that you could, everywhere. You turn a corner, bang, there's a farm. The barns are still here for the most part. And, speaking of which, they raided the immigration. They raided a farm and busted something like 6 or 7 illegals working there. I think it was in Middlebury or somewhere down there. It looked like the Kaput farm down here. Yeah, I mean, the buildings all look the same.
I think it was in Fairfax.
Is that where it was?
I think so, yeah. We were talking about that last night.
Huh. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, it's, you know, that's what happened. So we're down to we've gone from 50,000 farms spreading dry manure, and the municipal, there was no sewage treatment. The crap used to come right out of people's toilets and right into the lake, and there were no algae blooms. And the farms, the dry manure, it had a chance to sit on the grass and get ultraviolet radiation from the sun to kill off pathogens and stuff. But then in the 1990s, they decided to go to liquid manure because it was, easier and friendlier and a lot easier for the farmers. And next thing you know, we're down to 500 or 600 farms, and we've got algae blooms that start in the lake earlier and earlier and earlier. But again, causation, correlation is not causation. Here it is. The number of dairies in the state has decreased from 4,000 in the 70s to 439 today. It was a lot more than that 80 years ago. Senators strongly supported the bill, blah, yada. In the Vorsfeld case, the judge ruled that the muddy water now, flowing off the farm was a direct result of the installation of a tile drainage system covering hundreds of acres of fields. The network of 119 miles of underground pipes discharges that turbid water downhill at a high velocity in a manner that physically invaded my client's property, said the neighbor's attorney, Merrill Bent. Merrill Bent?
They're related to you?
Gotta be. Yeah. they was like, look at Jim Jeffords, James M. Jeffords, James Merrill Jeffords.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I tell people. You know, if they haven't been adopted, and we all go back to these two brothers who got off the boat in Boston in the early 1700s, and they left France because the Catholics didn't like them. They were French Protestants. They were Huguenots, and they said, "That's it. You go, get out of here." The two brothers, one of them stayed in New England, the other one went down south. So there are even black Merrills from what do you call it? The slave farms.
Plantation?
Yeah. She shared with lawmakers photos and videos of the brown water, again, running across her client's land, known as Erie Point, and the gullies left behind. She also showed images of foamy brown runoff flowing into Lake Champlain and the shoreline choked with blue-green algae. I did that, I'm telling you, years ago. I'd come in here and I'd check out a camera, and I would document the pollution and the runoff. The crap was running right off the fields into Mud Creek. Mud Creek is the second most impaired waterway in Vermont. Number one is Potash Brook through South Burlington. Number two is Mud Creek, right here. It starts off in Newport Center and hits the Mashitkoy River in Knott Troy. Let's see. The Vorsfeld case is an extreme outlier and the only example Bent could find in the past 20 years of a farmer being sued over a nuisance of trespass or trespass claim. She said, that leads her to believe that the bill's goal is not really to protect all farmers, just the three brothers in Panton. What? In an interview last week, Vorfeld said the bill was not necessarily related to his farm's legal troubles, but Bent contains otherwise. If farmers get immunized from trespassing claims, she's certain the Vorsfeld attorney immediately target Teachout's judgment. That's why the change is being pursued. The bill needs input from the House Committee on Agriculture, blah, blah, blah. Yep, okay, more crap in the lake. That's just the way we like it. Don't let your dog drink it, because it'll kill him. Oh, great. We got more foreign students. Look, if you've been here for 20 years and you haven't got any degrees yet, and you're wearing a damn Palestinian checkered keffiyeh and shouting death to the Jews, you are not a student anymore. And you're not a citizen, so you're not getting any of the protections, and away you go. Be gone. You're going back to your homeland. Oh, I got a good one from Cluster Fluff here. Kunstler. Let's see. Oh wait, that's the one from last week. Oh no. Oh man, where's the new one? Oh, here it is. Old Cluster Fluff. The Great Consternation. I like this guy. It's like the Palestinians. He's got a picture of a horse pulling a Eastern European or a Russian automobile. Thanks, Toddster. The Great Consternation. A great consternation boils and bubbles across the land as the sinister forces of Jacobin lawfare keep up their legalistic battery against the nation. You better believe that the country won't stand for much more of this lunatic judicial coup aimed at wrecking the authority of law itself, and with that, any chance for sane management of our affairs. On Saturday, activist org Indivisible, sponsored by LinkedIn billionaire Reid Hoffman. Yeah, Bernie never mentions his billionaires, just the billionaires on the other side. Funny how that goes, Bernie. And dark money pass-through funder, the Tides Foundation, that would be Bill Gates and George Soros, sent its protest troops into the street to pretend that there is public support for national suicide. It was a pitiful showing, after all. There are only so many mind-pucked boomers out there who can be marshaled to militate for the psychopathocracy behind these moneyed actors. Easter weekend looked like a turning point in the struggle for sanity over the public interest. On Saturday night, the Supreme Court shot its wad, staying the deportation of Venezuelan gangbangers rounded up by ICE in Texas. Do you suppose that means the executive branch is powerless now to remove anyone who entered the U.S. illegally? It's alleged that the illegal aliens have a right to some due process, which entails sufficient due process to execute their removal, since entering the country illegally is an actionable violation. I'm telling you, when my mother died, I went through the paperwork of the hoops that she had to go through to come to this country, even though she was married to an American, and bring her little sister with her that she adopted. It's crazy. Of course, millions of illegal immigrants ditch their own identity documents before crossing into the USA. We should have gone and paid the little kids, the little Mexican kids, say $1 for every ID they could pick up on the Mexican side of the border. And that way we'd have a record of a lot of these pukes, these skraelings that snuck in here. So there's no way of establishing who they actually are, were they to appear in an American court for any proposed due process sorting out. The identity erasure was carried out deliberately to confound the law, and was part of the concerted efforts of NGOs working with Joe Biden regime to stuff illegals into the country as fast as possible with no vetting whatsoever. It was, you understand, an elaborately engineered operation, down to the Customs and Border Protection 1, CPB-1 cell phone app created by the Department of Homeland Security under Alejandro Mayorkas to mass-produce phony asylum cases that streamlined illegal entry for millions. This was complemented by the DHS program of humanitarian parole and travel authorization to enter U.S. on commercial flights, free flights, anywhere you wanted to go in the country. And you didn't need to be vaccinated like an American citizen. You didn't even have to pay for it. You could fly free. We paid for it. To enter the U.S. directly from foreign country, bypassing customs interviews. The motivation for all that was understood by anyone with a functional brain: to assemble a new voter cohort using motor voter procedures and mail-in ballots to guarantee Democratic Party election victories in key districts for all time to come. It couldn't have been more cynically corrupt, as is the new campaign to prevent these millions of new fake voters from being deported back to where they came from. All of this points to the question, what can be done? The consternation arises from the failure of the federal appeals courts, and now even the Supreme Court, in the end, to end the coup d'etat. What's needed is a raft of major DOJ prosecutions for the serious crimes around the vast panoply of lawfare operations going back to 2016. I believe they are coming, and that the reason you hear nothing out of the DOJ and FBI is because the cases are under construction and details haven't been leaked. A good place to start would be a case for mass murder, battery, obstruction of justice, and lying to Congress against the people responsible for the COVID-19 caper. You might have noticed last week, oh yeah, it was on the White House website. There's a link to it. It's called Lab Leak, The True Origins of COVID-19. It is wild, Toddster.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the stuff that the FBI knew, and they never said anything, but it's all out there now, and it looks like it was deliberate. It's crazy. The document outlines the case of Fauci and Ralph Barrick of the University of North Carolina presided over the design of the virus and outsourced its production with the help of Peter Daszak's EthoHealth Alliance. I ran this stuff down when I was asking Governor Pickle Nose about it here in Vermont, and him and the health department guy would just blow me off, you know. And have they apologized to me? No. Will they ever? Hell no. So they sent it through the Deco Health to Wuhan Virology Lab. Include the CEOs of Pfizer and Moderna, Francis Collins, Rochelle Walensky, and their deputies, and it lists the name of them. Bring cases against John Brennan, James Comey, a long list of DOJ and FBI officials. Throw in sedition and fraud. Since the England's MI6 was a party to the seditious frauds involved. Indict Mayorkas and his deputies, and the White House aides manipulating John Biden for engineering the mass entry of illegal immigrants between January of 21 and 25.
You got about 4 minutes left, by the way.
Oh, damn it, it always happens.
Yeah. All good things come to an end.
Yeah. Start making this happen, Pam Boddy and Cash Vanel. They've got to. They've got to. There's got to be consequences. It's not retribution. It's justice, man. You can't do that stuff. Oh, what else? Oh, that's the testimony of Gibson about the dangers of Chinese drugs. Yeah, we know this. Doctors give kids speed for adults' convenience. We went through that last week, I believe.
I think so.
Oh, yeah. Anti-Trump resistant leaders campaign bankrolled by a Democratic power broker tied to the Chinese intelligence agencies. You believe that? Camera 2.
Oops.
Thanks, Todd. And you can see that at Daily Caller. Thanks, Toddster. It's crazy. It goes right up to Michelle Yu. Gary Yu, the founder of Boston International Media Consulting, helped raise over $300,000 for Michelle Wu with the help of a Chinese civic organization he leads. However, Yu, whose Chinese name is Yu Gao Lang, is listed as an official by the Agency of Chinese Communist Party Influence and Intel Service called the United Front Work Department. Great. So the anti-Trump stuff is being bankrolled by Chinese spies.
Sweet.
Unbelievable. Yep. Oh, what else have we got? Have we got anything good in here? No, this was the weed issue. Vermont's junior senator on tariffs, anticipated cuts to Medicare, and the president's lawless rampage. Oh, yeah. It wasn't a lawless rampage when Biden did it. What else have we got here? Todd, damn it. Newsbusters.
You got like 2 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, okay, check the site out. Newsbusters.org. They're really good, man, really good. And we're still funding the World Bank with our tax dollars, Toddster. And to help out China, we give loans to China because they're considered a developing country by the World Bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
It's crazy. We're just call us Uncle Sap, man. Oh, there's a movie, Todd. If you like Bob Dylan and Joan Baez and stuff, have you seen that movie documentary called Festival?
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay, write it down. Festival from 1967.
Festival.
Yeah, I couldn't take it because it had Pete Seeger in it. He makes me physically ill.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but every time I see him or hear him play it, I feel like puking. Festival from 1961. Oh, and the 60 Minutes executive producer is resigning over the Kamala Harris cut and paste job, where they tried to prop up Kamala Harris and and again tried to trip up Trump. It's crazy. Oh, yep. Tennessee. Oh, last but not least.
Okay.
Tennessee has a law where they're going to have drug tox screens for mass killers of 4 or more people. Same thing with Wyoming. RFK wanted to do that years ago. And damn it, I can't emphasize this enough. Get off the phones. Live for today. Get off the phones, get off the devices, pay attention to your surroundings. Now, once again, you wasted a perfectly good hour of your life watching this stupid show. So hopefully, we'll see you again next week, inshallah, as the Hebraics say. So until then, get down on your hands and knees in the men-only mosque, sniff the bum of the guy in the man dress in front of you, head eastward and worship the meteorite in Mecca and go, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Akbar. Get off the phone.